do that through this training.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And what I'm gonna do is go ahead and share my screen again. So let me go here and share my screen. All right, you guys can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so when you are thinking about offering capital consulting services, you want to have like a streamlined process that you take your clients through in order to help them source the best capital for them. So this is kind of where Prolinely was born. Last year we taught a lot of people how to help people with PPP, with EIDL, and a lot of our clients were charging anywhere between like $99 to a few $100s to assist these people and educate them on the forms that they needed, help them get the forms together that they needed to submit over to the different financial institutions so that these business owners can be qualified for the emergency funding of which was PPP and EIDL. Last year, this was a new service, right? Nobody could expect that COVID was going to come in, smack us all up, and that the economy was just going to go into a tailspin. So because this was a new service that we were teaching tax and accounting professionals, we were just doing this scrappy last year, right? So we were just sending people to our booking calendar. We was having a strategy session. We was sending over maybe our invoice to them from like Square or from QuickBooks. We were just throwing a whole bunch of stuff together. We really didn't know what lenders to go after, right? We were just sharing lenders in our Facebook group. We didn't really know. We were just throwing it together, right? Because we pivoted, right? We had to pivot last year. So this is where Prolinely was born. Prolinely was born out of the need and the desire for tax and accounting professionals to continue this service. Because a lot of people, what we found, they enjoyed actually providing the service, helping people get PPP and EIDL and source other funding. And so this is where Prolinely was born. We was like, we want a way where people can actually continue this service even after PPP is gone. So that's where Prolinely is going to come in place for you. So it's a loan management software where you can manage all of your clients in one place and you can help them find the best loan providers for them. So we're going to show you how you're going to do that in just a second. So you can sign up. It gives you an idea of what type of loans your people can apply for. So term, invoice, asset, machinery, equipment, line of credits. This is only for business loans, right? So this is only for your business clients that are sourcing business loans. So what you want to do, you want to go ahead and register. Once you register, you want to sign into your account. So this is my demo account that I'm going over with you guys right now. So everything in here is just demo information. It's not real information. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to customize your portal. The first thing that they're going to ask you to do is connect your Stripe account. That's how you're going to get paid and send out your invoices to make sure that you collect the money that you're charging your people up front. So make sure you connect your Stripe. After you do that, you want to come to your profile and you want to add in your profile image and you want to add in your business logo. This is going to be important because when you are sending people to sign up for capital consulting services through you, you want your portal to be branded, right? So this is going to be all your information. And then right here where it says evaluation fee, this is the upfront fee that you're going to charge in order to help this client source capital on their behalf. So a lot of people are charging around $250 to $500, but with about $250 being the average. Now, of course, you can charge whatever you want, right? But this is the averages that we found that the majority of the people that are offering these services are charging. But feel free to charge $100 or $75 or, $150, whatever you're comfortable with actually providing this service. You want to put that fee right there. Whatever fee you put right here, when they go to onboard themselves, that's how much they're going to pay in order to become your client upfront. Okay, but you can change this out at any time. Once you kind of do that, the second thing that you want to do is actually manage your services right here. So this is where you're going to manage the questionnaire that your clients are going to fill out. You're going to manage the questionnaire that your clients are going to fill out in order to be assisted with capital consulting, and you're going to go over your terms and conditions. So here is the questions that Prolinely is going to ask your client when they sign up for services. So they're going to be asking for their business name, their email, their phone, their legal business name, their type of business. So it's going to be a drop down to say, are you a S Corp, a partnership, a 501c3, and so forth. They're going to put in their business TIN, EIN, or social security number. They're going to select their industry. So this is another drop down that's going to show, if they're in the construction or if they are a chiropractor, in the manufacturing or restaurant industry. They're going to put their business address, zip code. Once they put their zip code, the state and city will automatically pre-populate. The next thing that they're going to put in are the loan details. So they're going to put in how much money do they want and the loan amount. They're going to put the purpose of their loan, and that's going to be another drop down. And I'll show you what this looks like on the other side. The purpose of the loan is going to be, whether they need to use this loan for working capital or if they need it for expansion and so forth. The loan type would be maybe a business loan versus a business line of credit versus maybe an equipment loan. So this is where they'll really specify what type of loan they will like. They'll put in their business paydex score, which is their business score if they have it available, right? If they don't have a business paydex score, they can just put 0 right here. Next, they're going to put in their personal FICO score right here. And they typically can get their FICO score. They can get an idea of their FICO score with, they can go to, what's those sites, guys? Is it creditkarma.com? They can go to annualfreecreditreport.com, or maybe you can assist them with this. But listen, this doesn't have to be an accurate number because it's going to be verified with the lender anyway. You just want this number to be as close as possible, just so Prolinely can help you sort the best lenders for your client, right? Because Prolinely is going to be looking at these details to say, based upon this type of client in this particular industry with this credit score, with this revenue and how long they've been in business, here are the top 5 lenders. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a few. So you do want to have them put an idea of where the credit score is at right now, even if it's not perfect. How long they've been in business. So you do have to put that in months, right? So if they've been in business for a year, you'll put 12 months. Annual revenue, and then their business industry. So what industry they are in. Now, right here, I actually added in this entire section called PPP financial details, and you can add in this section as well. So what you want to do, Prolinely actually gives you an ability to add in a whole section. So let's keep in mind that these 2 sections up here are questions that we're already asking your client, but you might want to ask additional questions so you can better help them source the financing that they're looking for. So obviously right now we're in PPP land, okay? PPP is going on until when, guys? March 31st, I believe, of this year. It's between March 15th and March 31st is where the government is going to be actively allowing PPP applications to come through. So what we did was we added in an entire section called PPP financial details. And now we started to ask them very specific questions regarding their income and how and what types of banks they bank with. So for instance, I asked, who is your primary bank? Well, the reason why we want to ask that is because oftentimes you want to go to their primary bank to see if they qualify for PPP first. They might, receive more favorable or expedited application processes if they actually bank with this provider or this lending institution. You also maybe want to go through the lenders where they have their merchant processing at. So if they use PayPal, if they use Square, these processing systems, or even Stripe, these processing systems are actually now linked up to banks, and your client can honestly source loans through these institutions. The reason why these are great to go with is because since the institution already sees that this client is generating income, they can see how much money they're generating. Your client it can really become very easily approved for financing. So we had a client actually go through Stripe for financing, And within literally 48 hours, they had over $60,000 in their account because Stripe could see that they had already been processing tens of thousands of dollars per month. And they, as soon as they applied, Stripe had already given them like pre-approvals automatically. So you would see, like, even in PayPal, like your clients might already be pre-approved for additional financing that they don't even know about. So you can help them discover this additional financing. You can ask them what was their first bank where they got their PPP loan at, right? Have them put that in here. And we know that one of the requirements for the second round or the second draw of PPP is that they had to have experienced a 25% reduction of revenue quarter over quarter. So from 2019 to 2020, the SBA want to see that they actually experienced a 25% reduction in that quarter. So what we did here was we added in very specific quarter revenue questions that the client can fill out. Okay. And then our other questions was like, did you file your taxes? Do you have bookkeeping? What was your payroll in December, and so forth? Now, here's how you add a question in. We go into add field. We select if we want this question. We select if we want this question to be required or not. And then you're going to simply put your question here, and then you can put a text for that question, a date, an email, or just a drop-down menu. So here's an example of that. Someone was like, Krista, well, I want to know where they're coming from. I want to know where all of my clients are going to be coming from. So I said, okay, perfect. Let's add in a referral section. So we added in these questions. We said, who were you referred by, text area? And then I gave her another way to do it. I said, now we can actually put it as a drop down, a multiple choice question to say, who were you referred by, drop down, Facebook, Instagram, email, or a person. And then we put a person who referred you, question mark. And then we're going to allow them to text that in there. So you guys can customize your questions like this within your questionnaire management area. Another person was like, well, Krista, I want to know if they have bookkeeping. I said, okay, great. Let's add in another section and let's call it bookkeeping information. And let's go ahead and ask them very specific questions around their bookkeeping. So whatever other additional questions you want to ask these people, go ahead and do so. Make sure you put in your PPP questions in here. And we have these PPP questions in the Prolinely Facebook group. So if you aren't in that group, go ahead and join it now. You don't need to be like a Prolinely customer to get it or to get in a group. So go ahead and request access, and we have a copy of these questions that you can pop into your Prolinely, or maybe if you just want to have them, period, right? All right, so now that you've actually customized your questionnaire, now we have to do two more things before you can actually start promoting this service with Prolinely. So you want to update your terms and conditions. So these are terms and conditions that Prolinely gives you already, but you have to go in and customize it. So all throughout here, you're going to see a placeholder text called tax and accounting professional business name. Wherever you see that, that's where you want to change to your business name. So I've already changed the first part of this right here. Pretty much these terms and conditions just saying that you are not a lender, you are not a creditor, you are not an agent, you are simply providing capital consulting services, you are not guaranteeing that they will even get financing from anyone, right? You are simply going to advocate on their behalf and help them through this process. So you want to just have these terms and conditions right here. You also want to have them looked over by, your own lawyer, right? Just to make sure that you're covering all your bases. Prolinely is not a lawyer. We are not lawyers, but we do give this in here as a courtesy to you. Just make sure you do your own due diligence and you make sure that this is indeed great for your firm, your business. The other thing in here is your additional terms and conditions. So we recognize that there are a lot of people that want to charge on the back end of the closed loan. So this is where you can actually do that. We give you these terms and conditions in here to state that you are indeed going to charge a percentage or a flat fee of the closed loan amount. So for instance, let's just say you want to charge 1% of all closed loans. Well, that means that if your client is approved for $100,000, that they will have to pay you $1,000 out of that. And this is where you will put that language in here. So right here, I just put in some simple language to say you agree to pay Krista Tias and Associates 1% of your closed loan amount due 24 hours after your funding date via ACH. Right? If you don't want to charge on the back end, just hit this inactive button and it'll take it away and you can save it. So these are the two terms and conditions that will display when your client is signing up for services. They have to agree to these terms and they have to read it and acknowledge them before they can even pay you money, right? So we make sure we get these terms out in front of them and that you're transparent with your service. What questions do you guys have about this process right here?
None so far.
Okay. So the next thing that you want to do, so now that you have your questionnaire, you have your terms and conditions, you have your additional terms and conditions, now you're ready to actually start marketing this. So now we're going to go back to our profile and you're going to grab your invitation link right here. Okay. Now you do have a custom invitation link in your client management. So we can invite a client, but you never want to grab this link. You see how this link has numbers on the back of it? We don't want that link. This link is not to be copied right here, the one that is under invite new client. So what Prolinely allows you to do is, so let's just say I charge $250 to help my business client source funding. Well, there might be a client where I actually want to charge less to, or maybe even more. So what I would do, I would actually come in here and I would send them a custom invite. I would put in their first name, their last name, their email, and then I would change out my fee to $250 or maybe to $500 or maybe to $50, whatever the case may be. This is where you can actually customize that fee that you send to this particular client if you want to charge them a different type of fee, okay? But the link that you always want to use to kind of help to kind of like post publicly is this link right here in your profile, your invitation link. So let's go to this link really quick so we can see what it's actually going to look like. So what I typically do, I tell people to double check your link. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy and paste my link to make sure that it goes to the right area, and it does. One of the things that you can do is actually shorten your link. So I go to bit.ly and I kind of shorten all of my links, no matter where they're come from, even if they're Facebook. So I already shortened my Capital Consulting link right here. Here's my Prolinely link. And I shortened it to say bit.ly/Capital Consulting 2021. So this is the link that you can kind of text to people easily to say, hey, I'm helping people source capital or business loans. Click here if you need help getting a business loan, right? So let's actually create a post right now. You can actually post it on social to say, if you are, or maybe let's do it more exclusive. We are helping a select few business owners obtain funding. If you need upwards to, let's just say 100K, click here to get started with our firm. And then I can put my Prolinely link. And then you guys know I like to use gifts, right? So I'm gonna find a money gift, right? Let's find something fun. Okay, let's use Kim K. And bam, now I have my public link. So it says we are helping a select few business owners obtain funding. If you need upwards to 100K, click here to get started with our firm. And then as soon as they click here, it's going to take them to our Prolinely Welcome to Krista Tias and Associates application page. Okay. So again, it's going to ask them their first and last name. And then on the second page, it's going to ask them those application questions that I told you about, that we just went over. After they fill out those application questions, it will take them to a payment page to pay you your whatever fee that you're charging. So again, if you're charging $250, $100, $500, it'll take them and they'll pay that through Stripe, and you will get paid and synced up to Stripe. Now I want to show you what the client portal looks like. So I'm going to log in as I'm a client, and this is what it looks like on your client side. So once they come in, they see the type of loan, working capital status. They see that the application was sent for review, the application process, application being verified, and then approved or rejected, right? So they'll have this little taskbar, and you will update this taskbar within your portal. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. What you want to do is actually come in here and your client can actually manage all the tasks that you're going to be sending to them. So a common thing for business funding is that they typically need some sort of proof that your client makes what they said that they make, and that they've been in business for as long as they said that they've been in business. So some financial institutions might require, past tax returns, a profit and loss. They might require quarter revenues, right? That you need to see, bank statements that they might need to upload. In which case, Prolinely allows your client to go ahead and browse those bank statements and tax returns on here, and complete a file name, and then send it directly to you, the professional, and you'll be notified of all documentation that is sent to you. They also see documents that you've actually sent to them. So you can send them documents as well. So for instance, I sent them my engagement letter, because even though Prolinely gives you terms and conditions and additional terms and conditions that they must adhere to, I still would do an engagement letter and send it to the client and make sure that you go over that with your client, just to have that, really a high level of transparency. But you can see that they've already submitted over all of these documents to me. I've already checked them, completed, and we've already gotten over the engagement letter signed out. So their portal is very simple. It's really just a portal to check their loan status and to get over the documents that they need to get over to you in order to process their application. Any questions about the client portal before we go back to the professional portal?
Good question, Krista.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with when you posted it out, that wasn't for just the invitation, right? Is this for public, like I can just put it out there?
Yes, this is your public link. So you can post
Okay.
this, post it on Facebook. You can post it in Facebook groups. If you don't want to get kicked out, maybe do it discreetly. You can send this to people in their inbox, right? So I can take this same link and I can actually start messaging some friends to say,
Yeah.
hey, such and such, I see that you're in business. If you ever need help with getting or obtaining more loans, even PPP or EIDL, me and my firm can definitely assist you to get started. Click here. And when they click there, it's going to take them to this page, which looks really great and is branded to you. Welcome to Krista Tyson Associates Co. It's for them to get started.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
yeah, and I would text this, I would put this kind of like everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Just to kind of get them in.
Yeah.
And this is why I tell people, like, this is an easy, like, it could be an easy 6 figures for you guys, because you're going to be charging anywhere between $250 and $500 to do this process for them. And then if you're charging something on the back end, well, that could easily be an extra $500 to $1,000 per client. And Prolinely is going to help you kind of facilitate the process. So here's what it looks like on the professional side. So this is your
quick question. Based off of what she just asked. So if I was to put this in Instagram, I can still do it the same way. Type a little message and put it through Instagram.
Oh yeah. So we can put a little message in Instagram. We also, what I tell my people is to do a link tree. You guys are familiar with link tree on
Yes.
IG? So when you do a link tree, you actually can link many links. So I have Prolinely right here. I have Onboardable. I have everything, right? So you want to for Instagram, you want to have a link tree, and I think link tree is like $5 a month or something like that. But it allows you to put multiple links on your page, because Instagram only allows one link on your page. So,
okay. So I put it within my link tree, and so how would they know to go to it? I would put in the message, the link tree.
Yeah, so you could put it in your link tree, and then what we can do is you can actually privately message this to people to say, hey, if you need help with capital consulting, click here to get started, right? And I can put that right here when I click on my active. When I I can actually send this link out to privately to people. I can even post about it, right? You can make a nice post using Canva to say, hey, need business funding. And then you can say hashtag tap in, right? And then you can go and explain. And actually, Rue did a really great post about that. Let me actually go to Rue's page. She did a really great post a few weeks ago that was like, business owners need money, tap in. So let me see if I can find it. But yes, to answer your question, Angie, yes, you can. So boom, she did something like this. She says SBA PPP 2.0 reopened through March 31st with an additional 284 billion in funding. Loan can be fully forgiven. Business owners tap in. She had 50 comments, 8 shares, 49 business owners reacted to it. And she had a lot of people hitting her up and sliding in her DM. So you could do something like that, but I will also put the Prolinely link right here so they can say, so you can say business owners tap in, and then I will put your link right up here so they can just click on it to get your help, right? If they
Oh,
want
okay.
help. Yeah, so making posts like this is like, you easily guys can get 10, 15 clients through here in the next 7 days just by posting it publicly, especially if you have a lot of business owners as friends on your Facebook and IG pages.
Oh, okay. Great.
Okay, so let's go back to the dashboard. So this is just a quick snapshot. So it's just going to tell you loans closed, applications in progress, revenue earned, loans rejected, and then it kind of gives you the amount of money that you made and loans closed right here, and then loans that are in underwriting. So what we can do here is go to our client management. This is where all your clients are going to pop up once they actually go through the application process. And it's going to say in progress, for instance. So I can come here and I can look at this person to see who they are, business name, their email address, what industry they're in, right? So these are those drop down questions that they answer when they're onboarding themselves, what industry that they're in, right? All the industries right here. And so here's what Prolinely is doing. Prolinely is looking at how much money does this person make? How long have they been in business? What industry are they in? And what's your credit score? And what loan and how much money do they need? And now Prolinely is taking these parameters and it's going to source the top 5 people that you can go to for funding, right? So let's just say this person just wanted like a regular business loan. We can actually update it. So if your client messes up or if they submitted over some information, you can actually update it for them on your side, right? So they don't have to send it back. But you see, when I updated it to business loan, it actually gave me the top 5 businesses, the top 5 lenders that are more likely to lend to my client based upon these parameters, right? So I can actually click on the business loan and see that this lender lends to people at least a 580 credit score. The minimum revenue is $60,000, and they like to work with people who've been in business for at least 12 months. Well, if we look at our client, we see that she meets those parameters, right? She's been in business for at least 12 months. Her annual revenue is well over that 60K, and she has well over a 580 credit score, right? So now what you can do, you can actually apply to one or all of them on behalf of your client. So we hit the apply now button. It says, do you want to apply now? While you click on yes button, it will send you to another site for filling out the form. So it's actually going to take you to the lender, and you're going to take this information that the client put in, and you're actually going to fill it out on the lender's page, right? In the future, what Prolinely is going to do, what they're working on, is that as soon as you hit apply now, it will just automatically send that information over, but that takes some time to actually sync with all of these different lenders. So right now you would just hit that apply now button, go ahead and transfer this information over to the lender and submit it on behalf of your client. Once you do that, you can say, click on yes button if you've already filled this form. Otherwise, click on reapply button, right? So if you've already completed this, you can go ahead and click yes, or if you're not ready to complete it, you can click no. If you actually want to get back to this form, so let's just say I exit out of here. Well, I can just click on reapply, and it's going to take me right back to that link again in case I exit out of that link, right? So what happen is that a lot of these lenders do what's called a soft pool. And what that means is they're going to take this initial application, and as soon as you hit submit, the majority of these lenders are going to give you a decision, and they're going to do a soft pool on your client's credit to see are they even kind of like a worthy candidate? So some of these lenders are going to be looking at the industry that your client are in. They're going to be looking at their credit score, the revenue that you're putting in, and they're going to be seeing, indeed, does this person match the type of client that we want to lend to? Well, the great thing about Prolinely is that we've already did the pre-vetting for you. And oftentimes if a lot of these parameters are met, your client has an increased chance of getting approved. Of course, we're not, guaranteeing anything because lenders can change their standards at any time, but we're stating based upon the last time we connected with this lender, that this lender said that these were their requirements, your client is more likely to get approved with them, right? So they're going to do a soft pull, and if they do meet their parameters, then you'll get that approval decision, that initial approval to move your client forward to the next step, which is now they're actually going to be, you're going to have a loan processor, and they're actually going to be looking at your client's business assets and their revenue to give them a firm approval or decline decision. A lot of these lenders are approving loans within a matter of days. Your clients can be funded. And I would say the most amount of time that you would spend with the client going through this process is about 7 days. Most of these lenders get back to you within that time frame. Now, right now, due to like PPP and all this, it's just an increase in demand. It might be a little bit longer. You might be looking at 7 to 14 days for certain types of loans, but the majority of lenders would give you a decision within 24 to 48 hours, right? So you can actually update your client and let them know. When you have submitted applications that you've already submitted, let's just say we only wanted to submit to this one. Well, I will go ahead and click this application sent for review. So now that was updated on the client side. Now the client knows that this was submitted for review. Once we actually get a decision to say if this person, if that soft pull was approved, now they're going to be looking at your client's information more seriously. That's when we'll click this second button to say application process. So that's when they're really being looked at, and that's when they might ask you for additional information. They're going to be asking you maybe for your client to fill out, an authorization form for them to pull their tax return, right? They're going to be asking maybe for bank statements and so forth. So this is where the task and document management area will come handy. This is where you're actually going to come in and add in a task to say, hey, I need your bank statements, for instance, for January 2020. And then you can just say PDF for Jan 2020 bank statements, right? And then we could put a due date, like telling the client, like, we need this by, let's just say we need it by Monday. And then now we want to assign it to our client and create it. So now that was sent to the client, and that client just got a email notification, and we got the client got an email notification to say, hey, that your professional is requesting this information from you. Okay. We also can send our engagement letter, right? Making sure that, like I said, it's always a best practice to send over your engagement letter. So I'll just find my Capital Consulting engagement letter and go ahead and send that over so that person can acknowledge this. Right, and then bam, send. So now I've sent the document, and now I've requested these additional documents from my client so they can start working on this information. Now, once you start getting over this information, now you can hit the third aspect, which is application being verified with the lender. After you submit over the documents that they need, now you can hit step 3. So now your client is just being kind of kept in a loop every step of the way on where they're at in the process, and they know what's going on. Now, the other thing that you want to do is there will be times where, if you're applying on behalf of your client, that what you want to do is use their email address, right? You do want to use their email and their phone number. And what you want to do is make a note of the login information that you use to apply. So for instance, if we're applying for this particular bank, we'll just say for this client for Accountable Capital, for instance, we'll say the username was client123@email.com, and their password we set to be client 123 money sign, for instance. And now we can save this note. So now you can have your note. So when you're ready to, check back up on the status of this, you can go ahead and log into that lender. And now you have the credentials kind of saved in here. And you can share this with your client as well. You also want to let your client know that they will be getting information from the lenders that you're helping them source, and that if they receive any information, to make sure that they forward that information to you. So this is why you just want to be super transparent when you're providing this service, to say, hey, this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to help you source the lenders more likely to give you funding. We're going to try to get this $165,000 that you need to start your franchise. It's not a guarantee that we can get you this funding, but we're going to work really hard. And so what's going to happen is you're going to be contacted by some of the lenders you're going to be helping you source. And we just ask that you forward that information to us so that we can make sure that we help you speed through this process, and we can help you get funding as fast as possible. The other thing that you want to do is add manual lenders. Okay, so there are going to be times where you have your own lenders that you want to apply to on behalf of your client. So for instance, on that questionnaire that we went through earlier today, we asked them about Stripe and PayPal. If you do find that they banked with a particular lender, you can go ahead and add that in here. So let's just say that they banked at Bank of America. So we would put in Bank of America. We would put in kind of like the loan range of how much money they wanted to get. We can put in an average interest rate. That doesn't matter. The duration is how long the loan is. So let's just say 48 months. And then we can just put bankofamerica.com, for instance, and then save this. So now we have this manual lender that we're saying that we apply to on behalf of the client, and we can click that apply now button, and it'll take us to Bank of America. Well, I didn't put in their email, their which face in there, right? But if you put in the right URL for your manual lender, it'll take you to whatever website you put them into. So this is how you can actually add in manual lenders. In the future, probably within the next like 7 to 10 days, you're actually just going to have a manual lenders tab right here on the left-hand side. And that's where you can add in all your manual lenders at once, because you might just have a handful that you just love to go to, such as PayPal or such as Bank of America. And now when you hit the manual add lender, it's just going to be a drop-down list to select that lender that you want. So you don't have to actually, you don't have to actually put in those lenders manually, literally every single time. It'll just be a one time that you'll load that list up in here. So this is how you kind of manage your clients, right? You receive their applications, you look to make sure that everything looks okay. You kind of review the lenders that Prolinely is recommending to you. You see what other lenders you can possibly apply to based upon what their application answers are. And now you want to go ahead and start facilitating the process, keeping notes in your file, and so forth. You also can manage your payments here. So all those payments that you're charging up front is going to come here. And at any time, again, you can go back in, manage your services, change out questions, add in terms, take out terms. Like you could just manage everything from here. So what questions do you guys have about this so far?
Okay, I have a couple of questions. One, I had initially put in a 250, and I was thinking about lowering that amount. Is there a way for me to go back and change it to where if I send it out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So two ways. So one, if you want to lower the entire amount for everybody, you're just going to go to your profile right here, and then you're going to go to your evaluation fee, and then go ahead and, change this. Maybe we want to charge $500, for instance, and now I can hit save. But if you, Angie, like, let's just say I want to charge $500 for everybody, but I want to send you a $250. I want to work with you for $250. What I do is go to my client management, and then I'm just going to invite you personally, and I'm going to take out that $500 and I'm going to put in $250. If I want to work with you at a discounted price, I'll have to personally send you an invite.
Okay, great. I needed to find out that. And also, my next question is, so if I have an assistant will I be able to allow her to kind of manage this, or is this something that I should manage?
Yeah, you can. The only thing is you just have to give her the credentials to your Prolinely account. So
Okay.
yeah, but she can, you can give her the credentials and she can come in here and manage and kind of, do all of the applications and stuff like that for sure.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if it was a place to add somebody else or something. That's why I was wondering.
Oh, okay. Nope, not yet.
Okay.
But I'm making a note of that actually. That's a great question. Anyone else have any questions you could think about?
Hey, so I wanted to ask you about your engagement letter. Is that something that's provided by ProLendly, or did you get that somewhere else?
Oh yeah, yes, we can definitely give you the engagement letter. Are you in our Facebook group?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so it is in there. Let me just double check. So let me go to ProLendly and then I will, if you go to media and then we want files. Where are our files? Um, hmm, let's see. I thought I uploaded it. Okay, well, let's upload it now for you because I thought I did
Thanks.
have it in there. Okay, then I can go to file. And we'll upload, and then we'll do capital engagement right here. Okay, so I just posted that, but this is how it looks. Let me show you a sample. This is how it's going to look. And so what you're going to do, you're just going to take out the Prolinely logo, put your own logo right there. And then all of the highlighted fields is what you want to customize to your client. So you have your fee right here, your back end fee, if you charge a back end fee, right? And then they'll sign and you'll sign.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, what other questions do you guys have?
One more question. So along the way, so I get a couple of clients that want to go in and say, I get stuck and I need, some guidance. How do I reach out?
Oh, yes. So we have a few different ways. So one, you can actually get support directly in our Facebook group if you want. There are a lot of people that post their questions in here. If they get lost or turned around, you can post directly in the Facebook group, and 24/7, actually, no matter when you post that, we have somebody just monitoring our group. You also can just email Prolinely. So the email is hello@prolinely.com. And that's where you would email tech support. And then, yeah, if you get stuck, you can actually hop on Zoom with someone. They'll walk you through. So they'll send you instructions. Like, let's just say you're like, well, how do I grab my profile link, or I don't remember how to get to my link. They'll send you the step-by-step instructions. But
What's the
if
turnaround time for that? For if we email?
Email is typically same day. And if you email, if you email before 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you will get a reply within the same day.
Okay.
If it's closer to 9 p.m., you would definitely get a reply by that next morning.
Okay.
And then same thing with the Facebook group. So if you post something within the group, it's typically answered within an hour.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Krista, quick
Hey.
question. So I had some issues with ProLendly. I kind of messaged you last night, so I don't know if it was kind of late, but I noticed it and I was like, I was hoping that might have gotten resolved because ProLendly charged me twice.
Oh yeah, we definitely can get that squared away for you. Sorry about that. So let me just do me a favor and just type your email address that you signed up with in the chat for me, and I'll get that refunded to you ASAP. We'll have the tech support get that refunded. Sorry about that. I'm not sure if you went in and put in your card information again. Did you do that or something?
No.
Like,
I was on the
okay.
trial, and
Okay.
and I was like, okay.
It's like, what's going on? Yeah, sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened. We'll definitely look into that, but you'll get that today. I'm going to submit that. As soon as I get the email that you send over, I'll send it to the support team and have them do that ASAP.
Okay, I'm sending to you right now.
Okay.
All right.
Got it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Just send this. Any other questions, guys?
I have one more quick question. So I can't remember when you said like the top 5 lenders and stuff like that that comes up. Would I let the client choose who I want? Will I know who's the possible lenders are, and will I let them choose from that list, or I just go down the list and
Yeah, so you typically wouldn't, you could do this one or two ways. You could do it one or two ways. You can use your own discretion because you've already communicated with your client that you're going to be doing this on their behalf, and so they already consented to it, right?
Mhm.
So you can use your own discretion and view which lenders Prolinely recommended to you to see what the parameters are, to see if indeed are these the few lenders that you want to apply. And what you would do is you would go ahead and either communicate up front to the client to say, hey, here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at about 3 possible lenders that are more likely to give you funding. Here are the 3 lenders. What would you like to do? And then get your client's feedback. Or you can, if you already had that conversation beforehand, you can go ahead and just choose the lenders that you see fit and go ahead and apply on behalf of your client. So it really just depends on the client and how you communicated this to them on the workflow process.
Okay.
But yeah, you definitely either way, you still want to have that follow-up call with your client to say, hey, here's the lenders that I either applied for already, and here's how you're going to be receiving communication, or hey, let's have a kickoff call, and here are the lenders that we source that will be more likely to lend to you. Let's talk about this. Which route would you like to go?
Okay, great.
Awesome question. Any other questions, guys? Very soon, just so you know, Prolinely will have a grant management section as well, and that's going to be coming out within like the next few weeks. So what you're going to see is not only would your client be able to be matched to the top 5 loan recommendations, but Prolinely will also source to see what grants are available for your client as well. So this will be an additional opportunity for you to be able to charge more money on the front end to help them source this type of capital.
Yes, that's the part I'm waiting on.
I know. Yes, we are too. So yeah, we have a few thousand grants that we're going through on behalf of you guys that we will that we're actually sourcing.
Yes, I have 3 clients already that's like, I don't want a loan. I want a grant. And I'm like, and they're not looking for, SBA, although I'm going to try to see if we can use the SBA and see if I can find something, but they are wanting more for their church. And
oh, that's the other thing too, Angie. Yes, we just today we got word that nonprofit funding will be added in here as well, specifically for nonprofits.
yes, and that's what they were looking for, because one lady has it's not a halfway home, but one has a halfway home, and then another lady is just helping people that are incapable of going to the store for themselves,
Mm.
so, and I was like, oh, I want to help you. So Yes, I can't
Yeah.
wait.
They didn't want to apply for the PPP for PPP money since it's
They weren't getting the PPP, something that can be forgiven. They want something that can be forgiven, and they were getting. So I talked her into going ahead and doing the EIDL. I was like, it's not forgiven, but it's extremely low payment.
Mhm.
So I'm like, it was like $3,000, but you're paying $19 a month. So
Right.
you'll never really notice it. As a matter of fact, once you get some money, then you can pay it back. So,
Yeah.
so we're
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah. I think the PPP, what is it? Is it 60? It's upwards to 66 or 60% forgiven for long as it was long as it was used for qualified payroll and other qualified expenses. So let's
yes.
see. Um, so yeah, it could be forgiven if at least 60% of the proceeds are spent on payroll costs. So just so your client know that maybe if she's comfortable spending at least 60% of it spent on payroll, that's the loan forgiveness terms.
Okay. I'm gonna go back. Well, we were gonna go do the EIDL since she had gotten that one. And so when we go back to visit, then maybe she can qualify for the first draw PPP because
Mhm.
she didn't get that the first time.
Okay, got it. Awesome. Any other questions you guys can think about? And as you see here, I also got these notifications. So it says Chrissy has completed 2020 profit and loss. Chrissy has uploaded a new document for you. So when I click on it, it takes me to that client's profile. So you can also look at your notifications, but you will receive email notifications too for when your client completes certain actions. You'll receive those email notifications. All right, guys. Well, you can join as many of these sessions as you want. I have these sessions a few times a week for both Prolinely and Onboardable. So if you want a setup, you want somebody to walk you through, we have these sessions a few times a week. And of course, join our private Facebook group just to get support. And we upload additional resources in here and just information that you can use with the software. And then we definitely would be uploading like any updates that occurred through the platform. We'll be uploading that in there as well.
Krista, I had a quick question.
Yeah.
So I kind of sent myself the link for the Prolinely, and I noticed that it had like my first and last name. So is it supposed to look like that on the customer side, on the client side? Because I know I'm the manager, and I was just like, it shouldn't show that because it has like my first and last name because I sent the link to myself. So
So whatever name you sign up with, that's the name it shows. So my name that I signed up with was Krista Tyson Associates Co. And
Right.
that's the name that my link has.
right, it's weird because once I clicked on it, Prolinely came up, but then it has my logo and everything, but then it has like my first and last name. So I'm trying to figure out, is that what it's going to look like on the client side?
Yes, that is what's going to look like on the client side. So if you want to change how that looks, you can update your general information. So I'm not sure, what did you put for business name? Just your first and last name?
No, I put my business name. I just don't know why it showed my first and last name under the business name when I clicked the link, because I kind of just tapped it because I put it out there. So I wanted to see what it looks like, and it shows on my end first and last name under the business name. I think that's kind of weird. So I was gonna kind of play with it, go back in there.
Yeah, can you chat that to me really quick? Let me just take a look at it. Let me see what you're seeing.
Okay, let's see. Okay, here's the link. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna do a little screenshot. Let's see. Now I need to share with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. How do I do that?
Oh, go to the chat. Go to the little where it says more on Zoom. It's like a ellipsis dot more, and then hit the chat, and then you can chat to me. You can send it to me in chat.
Okay, am I doing this right? I doubt it.
Mm.
Okay, there you are. Okay, I need to share. Yeah, I'm totally lost. It won't. What is this? I don't know what that is. Okay.
Or you can send it to me on Facebook really quick.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to like, oh my God. I took a snapshot, but now I'm trying to send it to you. So I'm having a hard time trying to do that.
Oh, I
Oh,
think,
okay, I got it. Okay,
okay.
I'm minimizing it. Okay. All right, so let me just try and send this. Okay, I minimized it. That's wrong. Okay, here's the chat. I hope I'm doing this right. I don't know if it went. I don't know if you got it.
Not yet.
It's kind of big. Here's the chat box. Yeah, I don't even know if I did that right. Screenshot. I did the screenshot. Oh.
Or you can you copy your link like this and then paste it into the chat?
In the chat. Duh, that was so easy. Oh my gosh. It's been a long day. I apologize.
No, it's okay. I was gonna say you could either send it to me in the chat or Facebook message me.
Okay. Oh, here's it. I'm looking up there. Here we go. Paste. All right.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. So yours says your business name. Yep. Plus your name. So yours actually look just like mine. Yours has why does it have something? Let me see something. Let's see. Can I copy this? Let's see something. Let's see this. Let's actually insert a new. Uh-huh. Oh, you know what? I forgot Zoom don't allow you to copy and paste in the chat anymore, which is weird. Like, I don't know why they stopped that. Let me see. Oh, but okay, it let me go to your link though. Okay, so let me resume my share. So you can see my screen. Yeah, this is exactly how it looks when I click on it. So it has your business name, LVP Financial Solutions LLC.
Yeah, but when I look at it, it has my name. See my name under there? And I was just like, well,
Yeah.
when you do yours, it doesn't show up like that. Maybe it just says Krista, but
no, mine is let me see. Mine does the same thing. So let me log out.
like on the management side. Because I know this is what they're gonna see.
So yeah, so mine says the same thing, Krista Tice and Associates Co., Krista Tice. And then yours has your name plus Letitia.
I just don't know what, I don't know.
You don't like it like that?
No, I'm self-conscious.
Why? What?
No, I don't know. I just want to keep it just all business, and I'm just like I tell people, yes, using my name, but not everything all out there,
Oh, okay. So you might be able to just put your business name twice. You might be able to do that. I haven't had anybody ask about this specifically. So let's see if there's a workaround. So I'm thinking what you can do is if you don't want to show your personal name, I'm thinking your first and last name would have to just be like LBV Financial. I think you might be able to do that. And so it'll say Christisize and Associates Co., but it'll also have Christisize and Associates Co. twice is what pretty much is what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
If you change that, if you change your first and last name to something else, that's what it's going to look like.
I mean, I could like, abbreviate it or shorten it. I'm fine with that. Like, I'm okay with that. It's just I didn't know that the whole first and last name would show under the business name on the client side when they click the link to fill out this form right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. I see it. Okay. I didn't realize that. I never really paid it attention. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the only workaround would be to try to put your business name twice.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Any other questions, guys?
None for me.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, awesome. Like I said, you can join as many of these calls as you want. If you have any questions, you can email hello@prolinely.com or post in our Facebook group and get support between actually every day, Monday through Sunday, between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. All right, guys. Have a beautiful rest of the night, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.